What's going on YouTube? Steven the Salon Guy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some tips on how to not damage your hair while using heat. So I'm ready to go, let's get started. So it seems that the internet is up in a big craze and it keeps popping up over and over again about heat and do blow dryers damage your hair and all these different myths and all these non-professional YouTubers talking about dryers and things and trying to give hair advice on these topics. So I want to just kind of set the record straight. Now, I only just share what I've learned based off of my experience as a stylist, whether it's just theoretical or hands-on experience of things that I've been doing over the years. So specifically with hair dryers, okay? Well, this is the Dyson, okay? This is the Dyson Supersonic. This is a professional edition. Yes, it's a very expensive hair dryer. It's a phenomenal hair dryer. I use this because of the technology in it and how it really helps keep the hair in better condition. So there's technology involved in this. I used to use hair dryers years and years ago that didn't necessarily have the same technology, that wouldn't really cause damage. It just wasn't as conditioning for the hair. So when it comes to blow dryers and things, or even irons or whatever, smoothing irons, the more you spend, does that mean it's going to be better? Not always, but it really comes down to the technology that goes into the tools you're using, from the brushes to the irons to the blow dryers, even the products and all that kind of stuff. So that's the core foundation, is to really figure out, what am I actually using on my hair, okay? From shampoo all the way to the actual tools. That's kind of step one. Then when you're talking about the actual process of blow drying your hair, what is it really doing to the hair and how could it cause any sort of damage? Now, things that could cause damage to your hair are, for example, if your hair is really, pretty damp, fully wet, and you're going to take the blow dryer and you're literally going to just have the blow dryer in a specific area for a fairly long amount of time, and it's almost like singeing the hair, okay? You're going to see a lot of smoke. The hair is going to be very, very hot from the heat. You're basically ironing your hair from hot air, which is causing it to become damaged. And over time, that's going to cause breakage. Your hair's going to become brittle. You could cause a lot of different things, and you don't want to do that because it's not really good for your hair, right? So when it comes down to the actual process of blow drying, and I've mentioned this before, it's not the heat that damages the hair, but it's the technique of how you're blow drying or applying that heat to the hair is what causes the damage. So here's a quick tip on how you can actually blow dry your hair. Say if it's dry already, right? And if you want your hair to get a little more volume, or you want to spice it up a little bit, you've got some product in there and you want to apply heat to it to kind of set it. Here's something cool you can do. So I've got this blow dryer on low heat just for demonstration purposes. So what happens is, it's like, imagine if you're driving and the window's down and the air is just blow drying your hair, right? The air from the wind is just, you're getting that nice breeze, your hair's flowing back. Well, if you do that with hot air, what's going to happen is it's going to actually mold the hair into shape, like an iron. So a simple thing you can do, if your hair is starting to become flat, is take a blow dryer and literally just with the blow dryer itself, not even using your hands, just direct some heat on the root area like this. See how I'm doing it? Almost like how the wind would do it. I'm not locking it in one spot for a long period of time. I'm actually going back and forth and I'm working the heat into the hair. And I'm literally trying to iron the hair, without damaging it. And that is a great way to kind of get a little more lift out of your style. And look at the volume we have in there. I used no hands whatsoever. Now, if you want to use your hands, what you could do is literally grip the hair like this from the scalp and lift and lock it in with the heat. Now, if you sit here with the blow dryer on this area for too long, one, you're going to burn your hands, and also you're going to singe the hair. So you want to make sure that you're not hurting yourself, because this is very, very hot, and you want to make sure that you're not going to be damaging the hair. That's why it's important to keep it constantly moving. And as you can see here, look at all that volume I got, literally, just with hitting it with some hot air, and then even using my fingers to get some added texture. All right, now this is for all the ladies out there. Similar type of concept here. If you're gonna be blow drying your hair, and especially incorporating a brush, now you've got two different tools that you're bringing into the occasion, the blow dryer and a round brush. All right, so you wanna make sure you're using a really good round brush. You wanna make sure that it's got, kind of the ionic technology. You wanna make sure that, you could use like a boar's hair brush. You just wanna make sure that's not just straight up metal, This is what heats up on the brush right through here. And this is what causes the hair to kind of set in place. So instead of using an iron, you're activating this brush here, which is gonna hold the heat, which is then gonna set and style the hair. So the same thing, when it comes to blow drying your hair, what you don't wanna do is, and I see this all the time, is you lock this in, you roll it up like this, and you hit it with the blow dryer and hold this, literally, for like 15, 20 seconds, right? And then you let it go. To me, that is what's causing damage to the hair. Here's what I do. I'll lock it in place, and literally what I'm doing now is going over the surface of the hair shaft here on this section to start the process of defrizzing, getting moisture out. Obviously this hair is dry here, but I would do the same thing when it's wet. And once I see that top layer nice and smooth, I'll then go back in, and now I'll start to kind of work the brush in different directions. Then what I'll do is I'll lock it in. I'll do that maybe for a second, and then I'll release it and do it again. The key is to constantly keep the air moving throughout the blow drying process so you're not damaging the hair, but at the same time, you're locking it in. So we'll just do this for a second here, let that sit for a second, and then what we'll do is unwind it back. And as you can see, what's gonna happen is we've got this beautiful piece right in through here. We've got some nice volume, and it looks and feels gorgeous. Another thing is everybody's so caught up on heat protectants and stuff like that. Are they important? Are they necessary? I mean, look, it's like putting on tanning lotion if you're gonna go lay out in the sun, right? It adds a layer of protection for your hair so that, yes, the heat is not going to be singeing, but again, it's a helpful tool. Is it completely necessary? It really depends on the scenario. It's not gonna hurt you, or it's not gonna hurt the hair to have any sort of pre-styler, but there are pre-stylers that actually may prohibit the performance of, or the longevity of the style. You could be using a pre-styler that's way too oily. You could be using a pre-styler that's too heavy, that's gonna make the hair feel too soft. And it's really interesting when I see people come out with new products. As a hairstylist myself, and as someone who's worked with dozens and dozens of big name brand products, I know what they do, and I know the results instantly what a product is going to do. So if people are buying into a product with 19 different oils or 45 different types of sea salt or whatever it is, what's going to happen is the hair could become too soft, and I just know this from experience. When the hair becomes, oh, it's so soft, especially on women's hair or longer hair, it may feel good, but good luck trying to lock in a style. Super soft hair does not hold, okay? And yes, that's where the finishing product comes in and the hairspray and all that, but you have to be careful and make sure that, whatever products you're using, they're gonna be supporting that style. And for using something that's way too oily, that's main purpose is to make your hair feel very, very silky soft, that may cause it to become a lot flatter than what you want. Even though it feels good, you're gonna have a hard time getting a lot of volume. So when it comes to heat protectants and all that kind of stuff, pre-stylers, they're good as long as they're gonna be supporting the style and supporting the end result of what you're looking for, all right? So, again, with the heat, it's not the heat itself, it's how it's used. It's how the tools that you're using, from the shampoo to the dryers to the brushes, all irons, all that stuff. You wanna make sure that you're using the right things. So I hope you guys found this helpful. Let me know in the comments below if you're like, oh my God, Steven, this is like so much good information. I really appreciate this. If it's gonna help you, if it made sense. Any questions, any feedback, please let me know. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time for more videos with The Salon Guy.